Welcome to Washington America Show with international multimedia journalist, multidimensional, multifaceted artist and director of Human Rights Justice Council USA, Drkashifsohailmedia.
Surfing has been a sport enjoyed by hundreds of thousands of people around the world. Having been introduced from the Hawaiian Islands roughly 60 years ago, it has become a common practice in virtually every coastal beach break throughout the USA and numerous places around the globe. When one goes surfing, there are three basic stages that are repeated in a surf session: getting out to the lineup, waiting for the wave, and catching a wave and riding it in.
First off, one has to get to a beach break where there are rideable waves. Once there, one gets his or her leash and firmly straps it to the ankle. Patience is needed in order to not get frustrated with numerous possibilities, ranging from not being able to catch a wave to not having enough waves to catch. If one begins to get frustrated, then that messes up their timing and affects their ability to get properly positioned with the wave in order to drop in safely.
A lot of time is spent just waiting for the right wave to come. This is one of the nice things about surfing for many people. It gives them a chance to forget about their problems and responsibilities. At the same time, it can be a place to just think and clear one's mind. Although this thought process is going on, one is to remain very attentive and constantly screening the horizon for any possible wave swells.
As soon as a good wave is spotted and no other surfer is positioned for it, a hard paddle is commenced in order to catch the wave. This effort initiates the third stage, riding the thing. As soon as enough paddling speed has been attained and the wave begins to take over one's forward momentum, a split-second decision has to be made on which way to drop in, left or right. This decision is based on countless circumstances.
There could be a surfer on one side going right, forcing one to go left. Today surfing is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It has been taken up on every continent on Earth. There have been waves surfed that were created by the breaking of an Arctic glacier. People are finding ways to surf by any means necessary. Surfers today receive very little respect for the sport, sometimes referred to as an art that they participate in.
Despite what most people think, the surfers are a rare breed, let alone the sole surfer. Surfing is the of riding on waves as they break over a shallow shoreline surface, such as a reef, sandbar, or some other submerged surface. People can surf with just their body. This is called body surfing, or by lying, kneeling, or standing on a surfboard. Modern surfboards are constructed of a plastic foam core that can be shaped by hand or machine, then covered with a shell of fiberglass and resin.
Personal boards can vary in dimensions. Surfing is the act of someone paddling out into the ocean, catching a wave on a surfboard, standing up, and riding the length of that giant white cap. Some people say it is the best feeling anyone can experience and always has been. Surfing is not only a hobby for some people but an extreme professional sport. Originating in Hawaii during the mid-1800s, surfing has remained a way of life for most Hawaiians.
Surfing is not a sport, and no true surfer would ever claim otherwise. Yes, it requires all the essential elements of a sport: strength, discipline, balance, and most of all practice. But unlike a sport, surfing isn't a competition. Most surfers refer to it as an extreme sport, but the truth is, we do so because it's impossible to create a word that completely describes surfing. It is an experience in its own class.
Surfing for some is more than a lifestyle, it's their passion, love, and part of them. Surfing is the type of thing that just makes one feel invincible once accomplished. Surfing is more than just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. Everyone has their own interests and activities they enjoy doing. For many, surfing is what they enjoy. Surfers will do whatever it takes to get good waves. When the waves are good, we will surf all day every day until we can no longer paddle for waves anymore.
This illustrates how passionate surfers are. Surfers are also very conscious of the ocean and beaches. These are just a few reasons why surfing is a lifestyle rather than a hobby. Surfers travel the world and get to surf the best waves possible. Even people that just enjoy surfing for what it travels the world in search of good waves. This is described as the love for surfing, which brings people stoke. Stoke is the happiness that surfing fills people with.
Surfing is viewed by people in many different ways. Some people look at surfers as beach bums and don't do much work. Others look at them as peaceful people who are naturally aware as well. No matter what view people have on surfing and surfers, many of them forget that it's a multi-million-dollar industry. There are countless job opportunities in the surfing industry that involve business skills.
Today, surfing cuts all demographics and elements of society, representing a multi-billion-dollar industry, a professional sport, a hobby, and a source of stress and mental illness relief. The biggest problem people have with surfing is that it looks so easy to do, but when they try it, it ends up being extremely difficult. Part of the difficulty is the strength it requires. Paddling your own weight on a surfboard doesn't seem all that hard, but doing it over a long period of time can get pretty tiring.
Even if you have the strength to paddle yourself, you need to have the endurance to surf over a period of time. Paddling is a part of surfing that is fairly repetitive the entire time you are in the water, so without strong endurance, surfing can be very difficult. Even if you are able to paddle yourself just fine and have strong endurance, doesn't mean you are surfing. Standing up on your surfboard after you catch a wave is the most difficult part about learning to surf.
When standing up on the board, you want to keep your weight centered on the board so you stay balanced. If you try to get up with either one of your feet off center, there is a great chance that the board will just tip over. Having the strength and endurance to paddle and having the balance and coordination to stand up on the board aren't the only aspects of surfing. Knowledge about the ocean is key to surfing.
If you just go out surfing without any knowledge of the ocean, there is a good chance you will find yourself caught in a few problems. The ocean always has currents, which are the motion and direction of the ocean. Currents are created from different forces such as the Earth's rotation, the wind, temperature, and gravitation of the moon. When the moon is full, the tides are higher a majority of the time, because there is more gravitational pull.
When there is hardly any moon, the tides stay pretty low because there is less gravitational pull. This information is helpful because you can use it to get an idea if the surf is going to be good or not good, and because certain surf spots can be dangerous at certain times of the year and during certain tides of a month. One of the most important things about surfing is being able to recognize a rip current and knowing what to do if you get caught in one.
A rip current is a strong flow of water returning back out to the sea. It can occur during any tide of the day, but it is most common in the transition from high tide to low tide. As the tide starts to change from high to low, the water begins to move its way back out to sea. Sometimes when this occurs, the water finds an easier way back out to sea, which starts a small constant flow of water out towards the sea.
As the tide continues to get lower, more and more water begins to move in the constant outflow, forming a strong current that moves out towards the sea. The worst thing someone can do if they get caught in a rip current is to panic and try to paddle in against the current. Trying to fight the current will only tire you out and most likely cause more problems for you. The best thing to do if caught in a rip current is to paddle to the side of it.
As long as you begin to paddle to either side of the rip current, you are guaranteed to get out of it, and then will be able to paddle in safely. Surfing is a sport that has many different aspects to it, which is what probably makes it such a difficult sport. People don't understand that surfing requires much more than just a surfboard and waves. In order to be in control of the surfboard, strength, endurance, and coordination are required, and in order to catch waves and for safety reasons while out in the water, knowledge of the ocean is required.
Surfing is a surface water pastime in which the surfer rides on the forward part, or face, of a moving wave, which usually carries the surfer towards the shore. Waves suitable for surfing are primarily found in the ocean, but can also be found in lakes or rivers in the form of a standing wave or tidal bore. Surfers can also utilize artificial waves such as those from boat wakes and the waves created in artificial wave pools.
The term surfing usually refers to the act of riding a wave using a board, regardless of the stance. The modern-day definition of surfing, however, most often refers to a surfer riding a wave standing on a surfboard. This is also referred to as stand-up surfing. Another prominent form of surfing is bodyboarding, when a surfer rides the wave on a bodyboard, either lying on their belly, drop knee, one foot and one knee on the board, or sometimes even standing up on a bodyboard.
Please share the video, subscribe to our channel.